Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Indan Vitasari, and I will present about teaching reading for young learners. And my strategy is rhyming skills. Rhyming or rhymes are repeated, similar sounds that are used as literary tools. They can be used as mnemonic devices to help memorize or learn facts, as well as to entertain and engage young readers, like in nursery rhymes. While often associated with poetry, rhymes have been used in literature for centuries in ballads, songs, and even the Bible. The implementation of rhyming skills are: Number 1. Children work in small groups with 2 or 3 students clinicians. 2. Each session begins with one student clinician reading an appropriate children's book. Number 3. One student clinician chooses 5 rhyming pairs from the story. Number 4. He or she presents the children with cards, each of which has a picture with one of the 10 words written beneath the picture. Number 5. He or she pronounces each rhyming pair and asks the children to point to each picture as she says the word corresponding to it. Number 6. After saying each rhyming pair, the student clinician emphasizes to the children that the words rhymed or sounded alike. Number 7. The children are instructed to say each word in chorus after the student clinician say it. Number 8. The student clinician again emphasizes that the word pairs rhymed. Number 9. Next, the student clinician put one picture card from each rhyming pair on a game board or toy. He or she shuffles the remaining cards. Then, one child chooses a target picture on the game board or toy. 11. Another child is asked to pick its rhyming match from among the shuffled cards. 12. When the correct picture card is found, the child put it on the board or tie under the target picture. 13. The student clinician next adds 5 pictures to the 10 pictures already used. Number 14. The student clinician names 2 pictures and the children take turns telling her whether or not the pictures named rhymed. Number 15. The student clinician takes each rhyming pair and has the children generate additional rhyming words. Number 16. He or she does this by showing the children that the rhyming pairs have all sounds in common except the first sound. And then the last, by placing different letters in front of the rhymes, the children can generate new rhyming words.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I will explain about teaching reading for young learners using Schneider game. Schneider game is a board game for children played by 2 or more children. In the game of snake and ladder, the game is media is a board or cardboard with a picture of books. Here are the rule of how the Schneider game. Number 1 is each player start at paw in the lower left corner. Number 2 is the dice are low ergonomically. Then the number that will appear on the dice. Number 3 is paw can be included according to the number of dice that appear. Number 4 is when appear line at the end of the lander, the player can immediately climb to the other end of the ladder. When the landing of the box with the snaker must descend into the box at the bottom and end of the snake. Number 5 is the winner is the first player to reach the last square. Number 6 is usually if a player get a 6 on the dice, and if not, the return will be for the next party. The benefit of the Schneider game include: number 1 is recognition loss and win. Number 2 is lead to work together to wait their turn. Number 3 is develop imagination and remember the rule of the game. Number 4 is learn to solve problem. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Desi Firanujana. I will explain about the procedure to teach reading for young learners. I use horse race games. Now, move the procedure to teach the games. In there, some procedure to play the horse race games. The first, have students write 4 sentences about the reading. 2 sentences should be true and 2 should be false. Second, students get into 2 teams or more for a bigger class. They combine their list of sentences to make one big list. Third, up on the board, line up each horse vertically. Between each horse should be a line, making a lane for each horse must, like a horse race. Each team takes turn rolling a die. When one team rolls a die, the next team will give them a sentence. The team who roll must answer whether it is true or false. If they answer correctly, they can either move ahead the number of spots on the die or place a bet. Fourth, if students want to place a bet, they must also answer the next question. If they answer the next question correctly, then they either get to move forward 3 spaces or force another team's horse to move back 3 spaces. The first team to reach the finish line wins. Many rules about this game can be modified to suit the needs of the class. The number of spaces and rules on betting are easy ways to change up the game. Additionally, this game can be used to check grammar rather than reading. Have the student make true two grammatically correct sentences using a target grammar and two grammatically incorrect sentences instead. This is a fun game to have students name their team horse.
Explain about the guess the flashcard. Why flashcard? For children at reading age, flashcards can be used in conjunction with word cards. These are simply cards that display the written word. Flashcards appeal to visual learners and can be used to stimulate kinesthetic learners too. They are a great way to introduce learner to new vocabulary. There are endless ways to use them in the classroom to practice and revise vocabulary. Where to get? Some coursebooks provide a supplementary pack of flashcards or they can be bought in sets. And you can make them yourself. You can use picture from magazine, draw simple picture or copy from the internet or clip art. The most important thing is to make sure they are all of same size on card, different colors or different sets. So you can't see through them. If possible, you can laminate the sets as you make them and they will last for years. Activities using flashcard. Memory tester. First, place a selection of flashcards on the floor in a circle. Second, students have 1 minute to memorize the card. And the last step, in group, they have 2 minutes to write as many of the names as they can remember. Reveal the word cover the flashcard or word card with a piece of card and slowly reveal it. Students guess which one it is. Once the card is shown, correctly drill the word with the group using different intonation and silly voices to keep it fun. Vary the font to whisper and shoot the words. Children will automatically copy your voice. Alternatively, flip the card over very quickly so the children just get a quick glimpse. Repeat until they have guessed the word. That are explanation of flashcard for me. If any mistake, forgive me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Feradina Sasabila. I will explain about the procedure teach reading for young learners. I use game the name Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Before starting this game, the teacher asks students to read according to the topic to be played. For example, using fairy tales about animals or something else. The teacher makes questions about multiple choice A, B, C, and students can choose what they think is correct. How is the procedure of this game? The first is divide the class into 4 or 5 groups. Move 2 chairs to the front of the classroom and face them towards each other. The second is decide which team goes first by throwing a ball, and then a member from that team will come to the front of the classroom and sit in one of the chairs. The teacher will sit down in the chair facing the student and ask a question. The third is, if the student cannot answer, the teacher will offer her or him a lifeline to help him decide. And the fourth is, once a student finally decides the answer, they must say, I believe A is the final answer. And the fifth is, the question solved progressively get more difficult because the question will become worth more money up until the $1 million question. And the last is, whichever team accumulates the most money wins. This variation is, the difficulty level will depend on the reading and however many lifelines you allow the student to have. This game uses the principle of a group who can collect a lot of money. That group is the winner. However, many questions depend on how much money you offer per question. If you choose to have this amount below, then you will have
word puzzle game for young learner. So, word puzzle is a game that arranges a random word into a sentence and then read it. The rules is first the teacher divide the class into groups, and then second, then teacher gave picture and word that had been scrambled to each group. Third, then each group had to formulate a word based on the picture shared by teacher. Fourth, after the word is sorted out, the children of each group must read the result of with what they have composed. Last, after that, the teacher gave a conclusion. So that's it for me. Here my reference, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello everyone, my name is Meliana Dwi. I will explain about scramble games. The definition: scramble is shaken up sentences or paragraph of the text and then ask student put them back to order. When you use scramble to elementary school student, you should shaken up a word that is familiar with them. For example, it is an animal or a fruit. The steps. Number 1. The teacher explains purpose learning process that want to reach. Number 2. The teacher makes group. The member can consist of 5 to 7 students. Number 3. Every student get piece of paper that a random sentence, and they must be translate and understand what the story tell about. Number 4. The teacher asks to each group to interact in order to arrange the random sentence to be a good text. Number 5. The teacher asks each group to come forward and read aloud based on their reading comprehension. The last is the teacher make a conclusion. The conclusion can be who be the winner, and the teacher can give a chief to group who win, and still give a support to a group who lose. This technique can help the student reading comprehension and easy to use for teaching reading. This is the references.